All right. Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you guys so much for all of you guys joining us. I see so many people from around the globe, Europe in the house. We have so many people joining us today. Love it. Keep blowing up the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from, where you guys are joining from. And again, thank you guys so much for being here with us today. We have some incredible content to cover, some great individuals that you guys are going to hear from and get trained by. And to kick things off, those of you that I haven't met yet, I'm Victor Tafoya. I'm our Director of Sales here in the US for LifeVantage. I couldn't be more grateful to be here with you guys. There's so much energy, positivity right now in the field of where we're heading. It is contagious going to events and just seeing that and feeling it in person has been so incredible. And I know so many more events are sparking up that I'm hearing of. Again, every single day, I feel like I hear of a new event that's been scheduled and put on the books, which I love. So we're going to go ahead and kick things off for this weekly 20, just with some announcements, some housekeeping items. So we are on our activation tour still. So we have our last stop, I believe, on the 22nd of this month, which is going to be this Saturday. And Skylar Fobbs, our Senior Director of Sales, he's going to be out in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So if you guys know people there, definitely get them to the event. You guys are not going to want to let them miss this event. It's going to be incredible. We have some executive leaders that are attending, as well as Skylar to give some absolutely awesome training and really just continue to keep this momentum going through and leading into the holiday seasons. So cannot wait. We also have our contact center that's actually going to be closed on the 27th and 28th for Thanksgiving. And then we have the call center opening November 30th for the close of month from 2 to 9 p.m. So just a call out there if you guys do need support on those dates. Again, make sure that you're tuning in. We have this that's going up, I believe, also in the hub, so you guys can always find it there. And then don't forget to register for the Global Kickoff virtual event happening. So this is going to be a massive kickoff where we're going to kick off our year together, and we're going to do it in unison and be in synergy when it comes to what we're focused on and really all things that we're going to be really honing in on for the new year starting off 2026. So register for your event here. So you guys have these QR codes. You can register to host a watch party or just register for the event period. If you guys are just planning on joining but not going to attend a watch party, definitely would encourage you guys to absolutely throw your own watch party, even if it's you and one. You and somebody else, get it on the books, invite people over. It's an awesome time. You guys are going to have some great content to watch and tune into, so definitely do not miss that. So make sure you guys are getting registered and feel free to reach out if you have any questions surrounding that. Be more than happy to help you guys. All right, so with that, I'm going to kick things off and actually pass the call over to Wendy Friedman, our Vice President of Global Marketing, to cover some great product training for you guys. So, Wendy, call is yours.
Thanks, Victor. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I saw people on from Taiwan, Europe, Florida, Canada, New York, my hometown. It is so great to see everyone today. Hope everyone's doing well. How's everyone feeling? I guess if you're feeling good, put a one in the chat so we know how everyone's feeling today. I know holidays are coming up. I know sometimes it can feel stressful and it just feels like life gets a little bit out of balance and everyday occurrences, diet, stress, medications, lack of sleep, environment can sort of all contribute to this. And so what does that make the body feel like? I feel like sort of a gradual shift in how the body responds. Do you ever feel that way? Like biologically, it feels like your body's doing the same amount of work it always has, but with just a little bit less efficiency and slightly slower recovery. The brain takes you maybe an extra second to remember somebody's name, or you have like less clarity and focus throughout the day. If you work out, your muscles might take a little bit longer to recover instead of like a day. It might take 2 or 3 days, or you just feel the stiffness for like a little bit longer. Hormonal shifts, lower energy, reduced cellular repair, sort of all of these things. For those that were on the call last week too, I just want to say I read a study the other day that it takes at least 21 days to form a habit and to really retain information. So I want to say like the first couple slides are sort of going to be similar to what we did last week, but I really want to make sure for anyone that's new on the call, they understand what Activation Nation is, they understand what LifeVantage is, what we stand for, before we dive deep into our mind body. So sort of in the midst of all this, what I like to call swirl, sort of like I don't know, this is sort of what my brain feels like sometimes, right? Like I'm always reacting to something. You never feel like you can kind of get ahead of the game. I also like to refer to this as like symptom management, right? Like if something's wrong, you're treating the symptom, but you don't really get to the root cause and you're just like never able to get ahead of feeling great all of the time. And so, why is that? And how do we fix that? And I like to say that we need to get to the root cause in order to feel 100%. And when I say root cause, what I mean by that is I ask our R&D folks all the time, like, explain to me how to be healthy. Like, if I can be healthy, they're like, you have to start at the root cause, healthy cells. So, healthy cells make healthy tissues, which make healthy organs, which make healthy systems, which overall make a healthy human body. And again, I will say that again, healthy cells getting to that cellular level make healthy tissues, healthy organs, healthy systems, and that makes a healthy body. And that's what we do here at LifeVantage. This is the fancy slide where all the different graphics. But this is what we talk about when we talk about Activation Nation, and we are an activation company. To me, there's really two things. One, we talk about take it to make it, and that means your body knows how to be healthy. It knows what to do. So we have products that you take that help your body make the things that it already knows how to do and already knows how to be healthy. Um, so that's the first one. And we like to refer to that as supplementation versus activation. So supplementation is great. It has a time and a place for everything, but it's sort of that short-term fix, right? Like when I talked about the symptom management before, that's sort of sometimes what it gets to. It's sort of short-term. It's like putting a Band-Aid on something. When we want to feel our best, we want the long-term solutions and we want the activation so that we are turning on in our body what it needs to sort of thrive and be healthy. And we know how to activate it here at LifeVantage. The second differentiation is I feel like we are a unicorn company and that we put our money where our mouth is when it comes to research. I promise you, no other company does more research. And what I mean by that is a lot of times other companies will take ingredients and they're tested, they have claims, but they'll take this ingredient from this company and this ingredient from this company and they sort of put it all together. And yes, they have claims, but I think sometimes when you're putting things together, I don't know if anyone is bakers on the phone, but sometimes when you put ingredients, if you don't have the exact right ingredients and the exact right amounts, sometimes it doesn't always come out, as someone that just tried to bake a pie last night, come out exactly how you want it to come out. And so that's what we do here. We take the right ingredients in the right amount. So not only do we test all of these individual ingredients to say, yep, check, they do what they say they're going to do, then we put them all together in a formulation. We test that formulation to say, yep, it's doing exactly what we want it to do, and make sure that this is what I call simple math, right? Sometimes 1 + 1 = 2, but when we're putting together these ingredients, we want it to be 1 + 1 = 2, 3, 4. And you get those incremental benefits and making sure that when you put things together, they don't have a negative reaction and that everything is positive. So when we talk about LifeVantage as the activation company, that to me is what I love about it is that the key differentiators are that we are activation based and backed by science, and we're always developing things with new customers in mind. And so when I talk about our activation products, these are our 4 activators. The first one I'm going to say is NRF2. And so this is for anyone that wants to age powerfully well. And what I mean by that is these people believe that age is just a number. So I'm a grandparent. I can get down on the floor with my grandkids. I can pick them up easily. If I'm a parent or an aunt and I want to run a 10K race with my children or nieces and nephews, I'm going to finish maybe even pretty close to their time, if not exactly on time. So this one we say NRF2, you take it and you make antioxidants. So this is getting at the cellular level of the body. The next is our liquid collagen, and this is for anyone that wants more outward structure and shine. I like to say this is for people that want to look as good as they feel. So you take collagen, you make collagen. We're constantly activating, replenishing, and maintaining our collagen. I know we went over this one last week. So again, super sticky product, but I feel like great for just skin, joints, hair, nails, all the things that when gravity starts to have an impact and you sort of want to help that structure to reverse itself. The one we're going to learn about today is our MB mind body system. And this is for anyone that wants to control the cravings and sort of have a healthier relationship with food. So we'll get into this one today. Super excited to dive into that one. And then the last one is obviously P84 for anyone wanting to feel overall better. So for people that don't feel as good as they should, they might feel bloated, have food sensitivities, lower energy. This is the product for them. So we say we take P84 and you make these key gut peptides that help activate. So these are game-changing tools for your health, but also for your business. And before I move on, I just want to really emphasize that we make these products for everyone. Everyone deserves to be activated. And when we talk about huge numbers, I'll say all of these combined together are almost $1 trillion business. Trillion. Liquid collagen is about a $650 billion business expected to go 3.3% year over year through 2028. MB, we'll talk about this one, a $260 billion category expected an 8% growth year over year through 2034. And then lastly, P84, so gut health, a $55 billion industry expected to grow 8.5% through 2034. So again, huge categories. I tell people like reach out and touch somebody, and I guarantee you will find somebody that like is experiencing one of these issues, wants help with one of these problems. These are great game-changing tools to help for your health, but also for your business. Now we're going to get a little bit into mind body. So as I say, we say take it to make it. So in this case, you take MB and you make GLP-1. So these are for people that want a healthy relationship with food. I don't know about you, but sometimes you ever just feel like no matter how much you eat, you're never full, or like you have such good intentions. I feel like, especially with the holidays, you wake up and you're like, today's the day I'm going to, eat healthy or clean. And then you might walk by in the office, the donuts, and you're like, oh, I just can't resist the urge. So this is the product that kind of helps quiet those food noises. And what I'll talk about is like you take back control with your gut brain axis. And so, what is GLP-1 and what happens when you're out of balance? So, a lot of people might not know what GLP-1 is. So, GLP-1 is a hormone produced in specialized cells called L cells that are found in your gastrointestinal tract that tends to decrease with age. So, kind of when I talked about before, aging is like the good processes slowing down, the bad processes speeding up a little bit. And this is the one that when it's lowered, like things get out of balance, you're hungry all the time. I don't know about other people, but sometimes like you'll have an afternoon slump. You might just be craving some sugar or a soda. You might just feel restless, like your body just constantly needs to do something, and it's just hard to feel satisfied. So this is the hormone that GLP-1 controls. And so again, we'll talk about that gut-brain axis and why it's so important. But when I talk about GLP-1, again, I know it's kind of relatively new in the news, but this is what we're talking about with mind body, the gut brain axis, and the one that sort of helps to quiet some of that food noise. And so a little bit more about mind body. I tell people that this is the one that sort of gives you a leg up with smarter food choices. So it helps to balance your hunger hormones, helps regulate your reward center of your brain, again, that gut brain axis, and it helps to reduce hunger, control cravings, and overall just quiet that food noise that people experience by balancing blood sugar levels, preserving lean body mass for optimal body composition. This one is really key because I feel like a lot of people, when they want to get healthier or quiet that food noise or even lose weight, they might lose some muscle, lean muscle mass that goes with it. So this is what's great about GLP-1, mind body. It helps really help preserve that lean muscle mass for optimal body composition. It also enhances the production of a digestive enzyme that helps break down carbs, fats, and proteins more efficiently. What I mentioned before about LifeVantage being a unicorn company, we have clinically tested this product in two independent, not one, but two independent 12-week studies, and it has been proven to naturally increase GLP-1 by over 200% on average, which is amazing. We feel super confident in this product. This slide has a lot of statistics on it. I'm going to say on the right-hand side, you'll see, again, high 80s, high 90% of people reporting that they had decreased food like salt, sugar, soda cravings, fast food cravings. They felt less hungry. They ate less at their meals when they took this product. And on the left side, it's sort of what I was talking about before, too, about that body composition. 100% of people who lost weight did not lose muscle, which is key. Up to 6% had an increase in skeletal muscle. So there's tons of facts on the chart here. I'm not going to go through all of them, and you definitely don't have to memorize all of them. But I think when people ask you what does this do? Why is GLP-1 so important? Why is that gut-brain axis so important? These are the reasons, and this is what I tell people. It just sort of helps quiet the food noise. Not only does it do that, but like I said, it helps you, it just sort of gives you that leg up and that focus in terms of allowing you to have more control and a healthier relationship with food. So how does it work? And I feel like this is key. So right when you wake up, we tell people this is made up of it's a system, but it's two individual products. The first one is called the MB Core. So you take 2 capsules of this with 8 ounces of water or 240 milliliters of water first thing in the morning. So on an empty stomach, about 30 minutes before you consume any calories. So we tell people first thing in the morning, right when you wake up, you take your MB Core. Then about 30 minutes later or more, depending on how you want, you take the second product, which is MB Enhance. We recommend this one with at least 24 grams of protein at least 30 minutes after you take the MB Core. And so this is the one too. It has a lot of fiber and other things. You'll see there's directions when you use it. If people have I don't want to say a reaction, but sometimes it's a lot of fiber. So we recommend a ramp up schedule, which you can kind of see here at the bottom of the slide of like the first few days versus the like after day 7 or 8 when your body is used to it to kind of get used to all of that fiber intake. And these are just some examples of a before and after. So 63 days later, again, that clinical study was over a 12-week period, but you could see people feeling better, having more control. Like I said, all those percentages before that talked about having more control with food, like less cravings. It just sort of helps give you that leg up in the battle and to quiet the food noise. When we also talk about your MB base, again, this is, not a magic pill, want to stress that. But we also talk about when you're talking about a healthy relationship with food and identifying habits. One, we talk about identify habits and make adjustments. So it's also asking, like, am I eating because I am hungry, or am I emotional, or am I bored? There's lots of different reasons, and it's a very emotional relationship with food. So these are some of the habits that we ask people to make and sort of make adjustments with. Take this system regularly. Again, it's the two products combined together, the MB Core plus the MB Enhance. And then also just check in with yourself regularly. Like, not everything is about a number on a scale, and it's not just about weight, but sort of what I talked about earlier. Do I have more energy? Do my clothes maybe fit better? Do I just feel less blah altogether, right? So I feel like a lot of times I want to be really careful that this isn't a magic pill. Um, Everyone's results are going to different. Everyone's starting in a different place in their health journey. And as I mentioned, because it's not a magic pill, we also want to talk about activation accelerators. So things that you can do to sort of help. And these are things that we mentioned before. Prioritize protein, stay hydrated, ditch refined sugars, move your body daily. And again, because everyone starts at a different place, everyone thinks like they have to do everything all at once. Pick one of these, focus on it for, the first week, then maybe add as you feel more comfortable and go along. I think I said in the beginning that it takes at least 21 days to form a habit, so you don't have to do all of them. Sort of start with where you are. And like when I say move your body, it doesn't mean you have to go off and run a marathon. It could mean go out, enjoy like a 30-minute walk. So it's sort of starting with where you are at. And again, just remembering that everybody is different. It's not a magic pill. It's designed to be a comprehensive approach to health that helps people feel better, noticing different things as their body gets back into balance. And sort of like a fingerprint. Again, everyone is different, but look out for positive results and set proper expectations. That's the top line in terms of mind body. But again, imagine the possibilities combined together. So when we talk about before, when we have the activators, when you combine more than one together, This is what I'm going to go back to the simple math here. Now, when we take this is a build slide. Now, when we take some of our most powerful activators and add them together, this is where the math really comes in of 1 + 1 = 5, 6, and 7. So you are taking not only one activator that is super powerful on its own, but when you combine them together with a stack, it shows that they're more sticky, have more demonstrability, and it's also more an investment, both in your health and financially to your business. And we talked about some of these last week. I know we talked about Healthy Glow, which we talked about a structure builder and a cellular stress annihilator. I'll go into Healthy Weight in the next few slides. And then obviously, I don't have to remind you guys about Healthy Edge, the one that we just recently launched with P84, as well as our NRF2. So in this case, we're here to introduce you to the stack of Healthy Weight, which is our NRF2 combined with our mind body system. And what's the difference here? It's activation. So kind of how I talked about before, you take something to make it. In this case, you take Healthy Weight, the NRF2 and the mind body, and you make antioxidants plus GLP-1 support. So this stack allows you to really take control of your health from the cellular level to your metabolism, to your relationship with food. It's an amazing stack to build with. I feel like this is a popular stack. People really like it. And I feel like it's, again, about taking back control of your life and starting at that cellular level. Again, going back to earlier in their presentation, healthy cells make healthy tissues, make healthy organs, make healthy systems, make a healthy body. I feel like when we talk about this and the individual products, I feel like we have something for everyone. As I mentioned, these are over $1 trillion businesses to help you build your business with. And you can choose any of these pathways to help build your business and really activate people's lives because we know that everyone deserves activation. So these are tools that you can use to help build your business, reach new people. LifeVantage has cutting edge, scientifically proven products that will transform lives. So if you combine all of that together, it's sort of what we're doing here today, right? We want to activate the world, one product, one stack, one story, one opportunity, and one person at a time, since everyone really deserves to lead that activated life. So thank you for listening. Appreciate it. I am going to turn it back over to Victor now.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Wendy. Let's show some love for Wendy. That was an awesome run through of MB and how powerful it is. So drop some ones in the comments if you guys enjoyed that. Now, how do I leverage mind body to grow my business, right? Especially right now. We're heading into the holiday seasons, which definitely aren't stressful. You're not going to be around family. You're not going to have to plan dinners. You're not going to have to plan get-togethers. How do I leverage this in my business, right? All of us are going to be around family and friends. So a great way to do that, and some of the takeaways here, lead with relevance, right? GLP-1 and weight management, they're trending right now, right? People are looking for solutions. We absolutely have one, like Wendy said, is clinically backed with multiple clinical trials that we've ran with this. So being able to share with confidence, you guys know that this works. We have the data and the proof that shows that this is an effective product, and definitely one that people are needing right now. I don't know about you. I may just go for seconds on yams or the sweet potatoes or stuff during the holidays that I shouldn't. This is such a great way to set people up for success now and get them thinking of, hey, what do I need to make sure that I'm setting myself up for success leading into the new year? So leading with relevance. Next is going to be expand your audience, right? A perfect entry point for people who may not care about gut health. Maybe they've done the P84, they're currently on it. Maybe they're not super interested in beauty currently, but they're motivated by metabolism, energy. They need to lose some weight. Maybe they have some extra pounds that they need to shed through the holidays or leading into January. Such a great way to expand your guys' reach with another arm and an extension of our hero products that's absolutely effective. So bundle smartly. She went through the healthy weight stack. We have so many different things that you guys can combine this with, but leading with our hero products, being able to couple that with, again, a lot of people being on P84 currently, especially with your guys' groups and your guys' audience that you're speaking to, they're primed for this, right? Like having their gut in the right space, so that when they do step into this new transition of starting mind body and maybe trying to shed some unwanted pounds, they're going to be ready for it, and it's going to be so much more effective, especially in what we've seen is people that are activated, having phenomenal results, right? Because your body is primed. You guys are ready for that new transition. So bundling smartly with P84 for gut, weight energy, uh, weight synergy, sorry, or collagen, and then obviously our NRF2 for whole body activation. And then driving retention. Wendy talked about this, the stickiness of our products. P84 alone, I know Kelly spoke to this so much when you guys first got started with us, and it's absolutely true. People don't get off products that they fall in love with, especially those that provide the results they're looking for, which we absolutely have with all of our hero products, starting with P84, that you guys have known and come to love. So many different arms that you guys have now to drive that retention and really just drive results with your people that are getting onto our products. So customers who feel energy, appetite, metabolism, and changes in those areas, so much more likely to stick around, right? They want to see results. They want to know it works. We absolutely have that. And grow faster. MindBody, again, it gives you another hero product that you guys now can open up fresh conversations with to help you duplicate enrollment success. I can't tell you how many people or how many companies I've already seen marketing, like getting ready for the new year. It's right now in the consumer space, everybody's getting blasted with it. And you guys now have an absolutely competitive product that provides real results and an awesome solution for people that are looking for this. So again, growing faster, it gives you that opportunity to start those conversations up with them. All right, so resources. So a lot of people are asking, well, where do I get information, more information about this that I can share, just that I can sink my teeth into and learn more about? Absolutely visit our hub, so hub.lifevantage.com. If you just search for mind body, so much information and content is thrown in there from our clinicals to just different resources that you guys can tap into and learn about the products with. How to win. The accelerator piece is so key that Wendy touched on, and making sure that, again, setting proper expectations for people and setting them up for success. Setting them up for success also sets them, again, that conversation just on expectations of, hey, not just this thing that you're going to start taking, which is mind body, but what can I also do to make sure that I'm in alignment and setting myself up for success with weight loss when it comes to starting this product, right? So being activated, obviously, but a lot of those key pieces that people may overlook, or they might feel paralyzed, like I can't do everything. I can't work out, do the water, do my meals. I can't measure everything out. I don't count macros. Getting started with where they're at, that doesn't give them analysis paralysis, thinking that they have to do it all. Pick a couple accelerators to focus in on that are absolutely going to change the game for their health, and really put them in a position so they can win with this product. So those are all within this hub that you guys have access to, and you guys can tap into for information and more content that you guys have just readily available at your fingertips to go and share with your people. All right. So with that, I have the honor of introducing a guy that you know and love, our VP of Business Development, Mr. Kelly Olson. Such a pleasure to be working with you now and with your incredible teams and this incredible group that we have here. And again, the energy and excitement is just tangible. Like you can feel it anytime I'm on a phone call, a one-on-one. People are so excited right now with where we're at. Uh, but also wanted to give a huge shout out to you guys. Thank you. Like, thank you for working with us through this. Nothing's going to be perfect. But you guys working with us to partner and figuring this out together is such a massive game changer. So just wanted to send a message of gratitude to all of you along this process of us really building through the rest of this year and really setting up ourselves for success with all of you in 2026. So Kelly, call is yours.
Thank you, Victor. Hey, everybody. I am so happy to be introduced by Victor. I hope those of you who know him, I know have really been exposed to his passion and I don't know, just a likable, happy, great guy. And he sits right next to me. And so, I don't know, we become kind of uh, neighbors, I guess. And anyway, Victor, I'm so happy to be in business with you and sharing this information with you. And Wendy, I was thinking when Wendy was giving her presentation, who, by the way, I just love Wendy. I love the way that she creates the images and the message and speaks to us. I was just thinking, you guys, first of all, you know, I often talk about the difference between being a consumer and being a conduit. And there's like 250 people on this call right now. 250 people is listening to Wendy and Victor. And in my mind, I'm going, okay, are you a consumer or do you view yourself as a conduit? A consumer, the information stops with you. For instance, you listen to Wendy, you go, oh, that's really interesting. I want to try MindBody. I want to try collagen or whatever it is. That's really interesting to me, and I want to try it. That's what a consumer thinks. A conduit, if you're thinking yourself as a conduit, you're thinking of, you know, 5 or 6 or 10 people who need to get the information that you are receiving today. And that's that really is our business. That's really what we're all about. And so I was thinking as Wendy was talking, and I'll just put this to you guys. What would happen if you took the exact presentation that Wendy shared with you today, and before the end of the day today, you shared that with 5 people? You don't have to memorize anything. You don't even have to say a word other than listen to this. What would happen? Seriously, because honestly, the information is relevant to every human being, everyone you know, and there isn't a soul that you know or that I know that wouldn't, you know, respond positively, even if their response was, "Wow, that's cool. I'm not interested." But think about out of 5 people that you share, what would happen, you know, to you personally? What would happen in terms of positive reinforcement, confidence in what we're doing, confidence in the products, confidence in the LifeVantage message? This is what a conduit does. And so what I'm encouraging you to do, as I do so often, you guys, don't let the information stop with you. And frankly, if I can say this as your, I don't know, your upline or whatever you want to think of me as, we need more people on Weekly 20. You need to be thinking about 5 more people that you bring to this presentation. And you need to be thinking, if I had 5 more people that I know listening to Wendy this morning, how would that change my day today? How would it change the activity of my team? How would it change my income? How would it change my attitude, the response to the opportunity? How would it change my mindset if I had 5 people that I had invited to Weekly 20 and attended, and immediately afterward followed up and said, "Hey, what do you think?" That's the consumer versus conduit thing, you guys. And it's a very simple idea. Now, there's one last thing that I want to share with you today. Well, a couple of things. First of all, Wendy talked about magic pills. There isn't a person on this call that believes in magic pills. I guarantee you. I'll tell you what magic pills are. Magic pills are a waste of money that people buy, put in their cupboard, and forget. And they end up being dollar bills wasted in people's pantry. That's what magic pills are. The idea that LifeVantage is the activation company, and the way that we have created this message of activation, that take it to make it, that actually works with the body, is so analogous to where we came from Love Biome. I mean, it's like 2 peas in the same pod. We don't do magic pills. And so what the information, I don't know, I just love being in a business where we are in activation rather than supplementation. I love being here when everybody else is over here. I love having that separate, that unique idea that we can share with people. Now, one last thing. My wife Arlene and I last night were talking about we've got snow in the mountains now in Utah, and we're skiers, and we talked about we need to we need to get our skis tuned up. And we started talking about how long, look, we're not young spring chickens anymore. We love to ski. And we said, how long are we going to be skiing? And this kind of came into this conversation of this stay in the game. How long am I going to be Kelly? How long am I going to be able to do the things that I like to do and to live the life that I want to live? And I want you, each one of you, to ask, what is it for you? When you think about staying in the game, when you think about being you, what does that really mean? Being your best, being able to do the things every day that you love to do. What does that mean to you personally? Make it really personal. And don't just say, oh, I want to feel better or I want to feel more healthy. That's meaningless. Lock on to something really specific, you guys, that enhances your life and makes you happy and that you want to do the rest of your life, whether that's be a great grandma or a marathon runner or whatever it is. And then focus on the idea that is my idea of staying in the game. That is why I do everything I do today. That's right now, every morning. That's why I take P84 and NRF2. That's why I do it, so that I can be in the game. And then expand it out one more level. How can that message help you be a conduit for the information that you receive on Weekly 20? How can that help you understand that everybody, like Wendy said, everybody you reach out and touch, they not only need what we're doing, but every one of them have inside their mind, they have a desire, is a driving desire to be in the game, to be their best, feel their best, and not give up the things that they love to do the most. This is our business, and it's a fabulous business. And if you can lock on that idea, it will give your business purpose. Instead of you're, I don't know, instead of feeling like, oh, I've got to be a scientist or a microbiologist, forget that. What you are doing is you are helping your friends stay in the game and be their best. I can't think of a better business to be in. So anyway, so grateful to be part of your Weekly 20, and thank you I love listening to Wendy and Victor, and hope you all have a phenomenal, phenomenal week. And let's, let's take that idea of being a conduit to heart. Take the information you received today and share it with 5 people today and just see what it does to you and your business, just your mentality today. So thanks, Victor. Really appreciate the time and appreciate you, and hope you all have a wonderful week.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. And again, make sure that you guys are tuning in next week. Invite, invite, invite. Like Kelly said, make sure that you guys tune in. Our next Weekly 20 is going to be going over the Evolve Compensation Plan, which I love. That's, again, we have a lot of incredible products. I believe our Evolve Comp Plan is our greatest product because none of us would be here without it. So absolutely tune in to get some more information on that, some more training. Cannot wait to be with you guys next week. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we will see you on our next Weekly 20.